Okay, let me turn the boys down on 40 metres here. Might be a bit better. It's all right. HR2510 Uniden, really popular radio. Definitely getting very hard to find, especially in boxes, books, and blah blah blah. I say books, and I don't know. Have to have a look. And you can even see the old Dick Smith Electronics D2600 number on it. And yeah, it's quite something. All right, let's pull her out of the box. And I've already actually, I'm going to cut to the chase. I've already actually used this before. It's in beautiful condition. It's been recapped. It is just, yeah, this is really a very rare one. So this came out of our museum, by the way. So this is not one of our ones out of here. Last video we were out in the museum, as you saw. This is, which looks like a complete mess. Although, I was going to say this looks like a complete mess, but this, those that have been here recently, this is looking better anyway. Not great, better. All right, let's pull it out the box. Typical, all the plastic, etc., power leads, microphones, etc. And that should just come out. Yes, it does. My goodness. Yes, beautiful. All right, let's get organised here. It's got the bracket on it at the moment on the side. I'll just take the dust off it for a second. Have a look at how clean this thing is. It's after I take the dust off it that I've just put on it. I will be honest with you, I pulled the mic to bits just very quickly. The switch on it was just a bit dirty, and we just gave that a spray. Just wasn't happy with it, but anyway. VK3 Charlie Mike testing 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5. VK3 Charlie Mike testing 28490. I'm on an antenna at the moment. I'm on an antenna, just so I make that very clear. We've got a bit of noise here on 10 metres at the moment. It's just, yeah, a bit of a noisy day today. I don't know if anyone's going to be out there. Anybody out there? VK3 Charlie Mike listening 28490. Certainly working all right. It's I've had a lot of 2510s over the years. They're an iconic radio. This one came from a mate of mine on the Central Coast. I didn't recap it, by the way. He did. I've had this for quite a while. He may try to buy it back for me. He's a good mate. Anyway, this is definitely, as I said, quite an iconic radio. And they, as you can see, I'm in memory at the moment, so I'm just going through. As you can see, this is somebody that used it as a ham radio. And you're going to ask me the question, does it do CB radio? Of course they do CB radio. They all bloody do CB radio. I just choose not to show you it on CB radio if it's, you know, and to be honest, it's not set up there on CB radio. Look, this mate of mine is an avid ham that this came from. But it, you know, it does a bit of CB as well. But I've got to say, I was a bit amazed that channel 35 on here wasn't actually 27355. Anyway, it's very refreshing. Anyway, I'm just trying to remember. Look, it's been a while since I've used one of these. Oh yeah, I think it was the band button, wasn't it? You could do. Trying to remember how they actually did get. That's right. So you went up here for FM. So if you squelched it, you know, you could actually run your FM frequencies, etc. Now, am I on RIT? No, I'm not. Can't remember 100% how to. Oh no, that's been put in. Sorry, that is actually in a memory there. So I'd need to come out of memory. Yeah, it's been a while since I've used one. That's becoming very obvious, isn't it? Let's have a look here. Oh no, there we go. Yeah, so if I wanted to make a call on 600, LK3 Charlie Mike testing 29.6, feel free to come back to me if you're about. The likelihood of that happening, well, you know, you never know. Got to ask. Anybody listening? 29.600, VK3 Charlie Mike testing 29.600, test. No. I love 10 FM, by the way. Hang on, I'll use the mic button so my hands don't get in the way. And yes, on the mic you've got up, down buttons, etc. One of the mods that I believe people were doing was getting a 100k shift into it. So basically, you could be on 660, transmit 560. So at the moment, there, to my knowledge, is no button to do that on this radio. This is, I remember it got recapped, but I don't think they went that far. See, the TX button was just that, just a TX. By the way, I think these buttons are stupid. Having a TX button on the radio, my cat will come along and knock that off, and it'll be in transmit all day. I don't know. And I think the mod was people were changing the TX button to a 100 kc. It's been a while, as I said, but yeah. Okay, so dimmer working, yes. Scan. If I squelch it properly, scan. Oh, scan. Right, there we go. So scanning. So the scanning function's all working quite nicely. That's good. Now let's go to band, and then what does that scan? Noise in here at the moment. Crazy. Yeah, something in this shed is generating some noise on 10 meters. Driving me mental. I'm going to find out what it is though. Alright, so band again. Okay, so that's just going to do the same thing. So these are just band segments that have been set up. Alright, so you get the idea anyway. But yeah, nice setup the way they do this. It's, you know, I am definitely a 10 meter fanatic, so 10 meter radios do sort of do it for me. Okay, so that's on that band. If I go back here, and I come back this way, we'll get back to 490. Yep, got it. Okay. Now, those of you who are yelling at me at the moment saying, well, just show me how it works on CB. No, I don't actually know. I can't remember how they go down to CB or anything like that. So, sorry. I'm just trying to remember. Yeah, what was the span? Oh, that's right. Sorry, span is if you want to use your VFO. And like say you want to go up 5 kcs, etc, etc, or if you want to span, oh, this will be how they get them down to CB. Oh, now I'm sorry I told you this. Hang on, or is it? Maybe not. No, I'm still not out of memory mode, am I? What am I doing wrong here? Look, I don't know. Look, just hang in there with me on this. You can change channels here as well. Excuse me. But yes, at the moment, let's turn this other radio down at the top here. This one down a bit for a second. At the moment, for the life of me, I can't remember how to swap them out of what is like a memory to a VFO mode. I'm missing something very basic, aren't I? Anyway, that we're not worried about because we're at least getting to show you a fully working radio, which is sort of what, you know, these need to be. So, what are the negatives of owning a 2510? Things I've seen over the years. This display looks very good. I've had them where I have literally put them on the bench and thought, oh, display is, you know, it's got a problem. And come back to the radio a few minutes later and gone, oh, display's warmed up. So, you know, that's one I'm aware of that I've actually seen myself. They have a really healthy PA stage on them. Actually, I'll show you that. They're quite healthy. And, you know, they really did do quite a good job of what they put together here. And I have just realised something. Just when I looked at it then, this was Ross's. This was not my mate from the Central Coast. This was the one that came from Ross. So it may not be capped. It's all right. And please forgive me. I just looked at something then, and it just jogged my memory. We may have another 2510 sitting around this place as well. Then that came from the Central Coast. Just something twigged with me when I looked on the back. There was a little sign for me that I know that I went, this came from Ross at Strictly Ham. This was part of his big collection. My apologies. I know it doesn't really matter. Although, you know what? There's something about owning a prior Strictly Ham, you know, as collection radio, I reckon. Anyway, yes, of course. I remember loading the box now. And yes, that's all right. Don't worry, I'm just having a mental moment here. And yes, this was Ross's. Okay, so you on the Central Coast, you know who you are. Yours is here somewhere. I'm not sure where that is on our shelves, I suppose. But yeah, this was Ross's ultra clean I don't think this had hardly ever been used. Yes, yes, yes. And that's why it's not modified. Because the chap on the Central Coast, I would tell you, I would put money on the fact that it would go to 27355 on channel 35. So yes. All right, so that's why I'm not having... this is dead bone standard, not being modified. Then yep, and that makes sense, doesn't it? Look at it. It's like new. Yeah. All right. Okay. So for you 10 meter fanatics, great. For you CB guys, well, you know, read the internet. I shouldn't even say that, but you know, look, I know the reality is that some of you guys obviously use them on CB. Look, I don't think they're too far off the mark. It's just the type approval issue that is really, you know, your problem, and you need to be a little bit mindful of that. But they are a brilliant... Like, if you've got a ham license, there's no reason you can't own this. Modify it as much as you want. Do whatever you want. It's yours, you know. Just don't get caught, you know, using it on CB radio. That's the trick, isn't it? You know, be a bit clever. Me, I wouldn't modify this. I like the fact that at the moment, I don't even have to think. I can go to my bands. For everything I'd want on 10 meters, it's there, especially when I did this here. This is what I want. For me, well, must have went one more band. Here. I love this area because this is where the repeaters are. Now, for those of you who don't understand what I'm saying, you've obviously just not done time up on 29 megs. Between 29,600, now obviously 600 is simplex. A lot of JAs on 29,600. Let's put another call out. Oh, what am I doing now? Hang on, sorry. Just change antennas. Hang on, let's see what I've done. Just go backwards in the video. You'll see. I thought I'd left the antenna on the other unit up there just for a second, but no. It was the I was in sideband, so when I clicked, I got nothing. VK3 Charlie Mike testing on 29.6. Wonder if anybody's hearing us out there. VK3 Charlie Mike CQ, General CQ. And unfortunately, unless the band is very open, unfortunately, yes. It's a bit like 6 meters. But don't let me fool you. When the band is cooking, the repeaters from all around the US, from Australia, all around the place. 640, 660, 630 as well, I'm trying to remember now, 620. But the US, you'll find them all over the place. Thought I heard something then. That'd be exciting. If one of the repeaters kaplunked, it'd be great. But I don't think that's going to happen. But yes, look, you know, this is why these radios were so popular, because they were more popular because they did CB it, you know, with a mod, with a diode or something. Can't remember now. But they were definitely popular for those of us that were on 10 meters and just wanted something to isolate, because they had such a good receiver. They really worked well, and you really, you know, sort of could use it as your spotter radio. Sure, you know, after that you jumped on your ICOM whatever with your, you know, 2,000 watts and, you know, in the right country, 400 watts in Australia, and you called back, and, you know, this is probably not the DX radio. There's no reason it couldn't be with the band conditions right now, just to be very honest. I've worked people out here. This is on an 8-foot whip with 100 watts. I've worked the US with no problems lately. That's how good conditions are. So there's no reason you couldn't do it with the output of this radio here. Conditions for the next 2 or 3 years are going to be brilliant on 10 meters. So, you know, get excited. Well, a little bit anyway. All right. Well, look, I won't carry on much more. You're obviously seeing I love 2510s. You're obviously also seeing I'm actually probably talking myself into keeping it, but no, I'm not. Can you send us an email at brenton@posnav.com.au, brenton@posnav.com.au, if you've got any interest in this. I know there was a chap that offered us some very reasonable money for this going back some time. If you're watching this video, I know you're one of our YouTube subscribers. Please send me an email, because if I can just verify who you are, your offer was quite acceptable. It was actually exactly what I thought it was worth. So I certainly will give you, you know, sort of a little bit of time to come back to me to you know, spot this video, because yeah, I'm happy to sell it to you. My apologies that, you know, it's taken 6 months to get back to you. Hence, there's a good chance you found one. So, you know, please email me if you're interested. All right, all the best. Thanks very much for having a look. HR2510. It is a beauty, and it's like new. Cheers all.